Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. We are playing as Iberia, and once again, we're going to start the episode with a little bit of a shortage of government admin. But we do have government admin in the process of being built, so I don't need to do anything extra to deal with that. We have some influence to play with. Do I need to do anything with that? I find myself continually improving relations with various European powers. Hey, there's rubber mastication. Wonderful. Let's fix things up, patch things up with France. Britain, we're still in a good relationship with. By the way, one of the things that I didn't really get into last episode was the movement to, the formation of Iberia means that Catalan and Portuguese have also... Can I get a full list of my primary cultures? Alright, here we go. Spanish, Catalan, Portuguese, Basque, and Galician are all primary cultures now, which means that all of them are going to be fully accepted, even under national supremacy, which is pretty rock solid. Working on getting universities built. Come on, give me that bureaucracy. Tasty, tasty bureaucracy. That's not improving as fast as I would like. Wow, you must be really doing big ol'... Oh my goodness. Prussian diplomatic play. What are you? You're going for regime change in Bremen. That's interesting. Britain would side with us, potentially, so would the United States. Alright. Alright, well first things first. I need to queue in a few more government admins. Anywhere with no government admin? Yes. Alright. I'm going to throw these at the top. Just to make sure I got the necessary stuff. Let's tap this necessary bureaucracy. Let's tap this Taming Amazonia event. Currently in our possession are vast tracts of pristine, undeveloped Amazonian lands. While some laud its wild beauty, others see naught but an untamed frontier overflowing with rubber, longing for the gentle touch of progress and capital. Take this down. We stand upon the edge of what could be the very lungs of the planet itself. The terrible wonders that might be inside are ours to behold, to conquer, and to subjugate. As darkest Africa has yielded to...
Sir, I believe I forgot my pen. Perhaps I could dictate when we return to camp?
Imbecile! Bah! Use mine. Now, from the top, and do not interrupt. Fortune smiles upon the brave, and spits on the coward. So, we have exploiting the Amazon. This is a little event chain that happens because we've got a hold of oh, this is the Gran Colombia HQ. I'm like, what are these Gran Colombia indicators? Because we got a hold of Guyana. Anyway, not to worry about that. This is the thing we're going to worry about. This is quite curious. So, and the real question here is, do I care about a regime change in Bremen? What is the regime of Bremen? Bremen is a free city. It is a wealth-voting presidential republic. And they, the Prussians, want it to be an autocratic monarchy. What are Bremen's strategic goals? Bremen's strategic goals are expand resource industries, strengthen the nation, and increase self-reliance. Their attitude is defiant. Oh, I need to improve relations with Bremen. That's what I need to use my influence for. I think their current power structure is superior to what Prussia has to offer. So, what do I want from Prussia? What do I want? Prussia's got a lot of subjects in these areas, right? It's got a few puppet states. Hohenzollern, which is down here. Somewhere. Here. Saxe-Meiningen, which is here. And Schleswig, which is here. Do I fancy my ability to steal Schleswig? I didn't before. Prussia is quite a strong country militarily. Decisions, decisions. Prussia is rivals of the United States. France and Russia are rivaling Prussia, but Prussia is not rivaling them. It's interesting. This is an interesting situation. I think we fight. I think we fight. Now, what kind of army has Prussia got? Skirmish infantry and shrapnel artillery. Alright, so they have a full army. So we'll go ahead and we'll do a full mobilization here. I'm gonna put the Spanish Expeditionary Force in the HQ over there. And I'm gonna put, I think, maybe I form another army. Coastal Defense Force is short on organization for some reason. So I'm going to leave them be for now. I think I might form another army in the Iberia HQ. And this army will consist of troops in all the remaining areas that I haven't built armies in yet. We'll just do a 7-battalion army, and then we'll throw an additional block of troops. As you can see, I'm a little nervous about this whole Prussia situation. Let me see. I got 12, 6, and 2 for each of these armies, so I think I'll do the same for conscripts. So we'll do 12, 6, and 2. And we'll mobilize and we'll raise the conscripts and we'll throw these armies at the top of the queue. So that those will get built reasonably quickly. And then we'll unpause. Figure out what do I actually want? Okay, sway has changed. UK does not want in, but United States is still potentially willing to be in. I could liberate a country, and if I want to be really nasty, I could say liberate Pomerania. And then make them kind of stalemate out. I could steal a subject, but again, none of those subjects I want. Do I want to just do Prussian war reparations? I think the answer is probably yes. On the other hand, is there anything I can steal that would be easy for me to grab? Not really. Brunswick would be low. Or Prussian Brunswick. That doesn't help me. Again, the one really potentially good target is Schleswig. I'm just gonna do war reparations. I don't need to be goofing around with this. I don't see this as a giant war that I need to be hyper salty about. Hyper salty, that's really the... Gosh, my bureaucracy is really goofed. Alright, we'll see what happens when I finish out these government admins. USA, what do you want? War goals, humiliate Prussia. Yeah, okay. You come with the something, you best not something. They're still confident, which is interesting. We'll see what becomes of that. Oh no, not Württemberg. Is my admin problem gonna sort itself out? Looks like not. Alright, looks like a little. But in order to make sure that it stays sorted out, I think we'll just go ahead and build up a little bit more. Let me see. Valencia is a good place to build up government admin. Obviously, this is costing me a lot of money. I'm going to throw this at the bottom of the barracks so that the barracks get built fast. And then we'll get going there. USA is going to stand with me. Let's send the Armada. We'll actually send the Armada to the Danish belts, because I think they have to trade through here. Do we have any of these guys who's really good at convoy raiding? You are very good at convoy raiding. Alright, so we'll do some damage to their trade structure as well. Now, if I add a war goal, hypothetically, if I liberate Pomerania, but the thing is, I see Prussia as a natural ally of Spain. Their economy is weak, their population is low, but their military is strong. I don't see them as a threat overall, although their standard of living is pretty high. So I don't actually desire to weaken Prussia all that much in this whole situation. I don't see it as valuable or useful. Peru-Bolivia is improving relations. Oh, that's interesting. I don't, at the present, see any reason to run an army in here. Into this situation here. Anti-Ottoman League's really furious because of all this. Alright, we'll see what America does. And there's steel frame buildings. Beautiful. Just in time for me to not have any of the things built that I need to have built to actually deal with that. Actually, I'm probably going to need to halt government construction. Did we lose a company again? Gosh darn it. What did I lose this time? I suppose I should grab a little steel mills throughput. No, that doesn't seem useful. Maybe reduce military goods cost? Actually, I think that's probably a smarter company. No, it was the infrastructure guys. Well, but these are steel mills. They're going to be so good. Be formed again. Be formed again. Give me that infrastructure. I need it. I need it bad. Oh my goodness. 5th Iberian Army. I completely forgot to assign a general. Oh, I'm so good at video games. Let's go with this guy. He's a moderate, and he's very angry all the time. Got a supply requisitions expert. He's a Republican. But unreliable, and I'm doing constitutional monarchy, but it is what it is. Great Britain has taken the opportunity to fight the French, which is, I suppose, is not really shocking. Okay, alright. Well, you raid my convoys, I'll raid your convoys. Ramming speed! So let's do a small flip over to steel frame construction, just to see, just to get a little bit of that running, and to improve our construction a little. Obviously, that's going to cost quite a bit of cash, but it is going to be worth. We don't want to convert too much too fast. Let's see how it's impacting the market, primarily. Alright, so we have raised the price of glass significantly. We've not raised the price of porcelain. So, but the price of steel looks alright. For now. Oh, steel is also getting high up there. So, what we'll do is we'll move some of these glassworks in amongst the steel mills to get those built fast. And that's probably going to be all we're going to be able to handle. Because I do want to keep... Yeah, we'll do 3 steel mills, 2 glassworks. Yeah, I think that makes perfect sense. And that's probably all we're going to be able to do with steel frame construction while this war is going on, because this is costing us a barrel full of cash and increasing my level of interest. Alright, United States is invading here. So let's go ahead and grab the Armada and invade East Prussia using the Spanish Expeditionary Force. So we'll help. Well, obviously the United States is losing, but the more invasions are going on at one time, the more of the Prussian army we're locking down at once, trying to actually get in there and get what we want to get. Obviously this is going to damage my relations with Prussia significantly, but, you know, it is what it is. Alright, again, we are losing, but that's not that big of a deal. We're sinking a ton of their convoys, so over time, this should be goofing up their standard of living, and it looks like it's gone down a little bit even as we speak. Sounds like their taxes are quite high. I could myself raise taxes, but wow, that would increase, that would make my government a lot more profitable, but I don't want to, my standard of living is also a little bit dangerously low, so I don't want to be doing too much of that. Alright, okay, alright, Prussia, alright. Maybe we'll throw some conscripts into the Spanish Expeditionary Force. I think that might be what we do. Because currently, the Spanish Expeditionary Force, there's a lot of room to grow in the, in this army. So, let's throw some conscripts in there. We'll go up to 40, 25, 5, I think is the plan. So 20 units of conscript infantry. 5, 10, 15, 19, 20. We'll do... Actually, we'll do 40, 30, and 5. Yeah. So we need 17 units of artillery. 5, 10, 15. 17. And no extra cavalry. And we'll raise those conscripts. That'll put us at 75. Oh, that'll actually put us at 75. That wasn't smart. I'm so good at stuff. Alright, so before we do that, let's throw 5 levels of naval bases in Valencia and get those built really fast so that we can... Oh, I'm gonna goof up my naval efficiency. Oh, I goofed it! I goofed it! Actually, I'm gonna need a few more than that, just to make sure that there's a buffer. So let's put a couple more units of frigates and a couple more units of ironclads. Oh, we're in clown shoes territory now, friends. Oh my gosh. I'm so good at war. Well, casualties are modest, but we have lost most of the battles due to us being naval invading. USA does not appear to be able to marshal enough forces for an effective naval invasion. We're very short on manpower here. I'm going to cancel this naval invasion. So this army is going to get sent back, and we're going to be raiding convoys for the time being. This is a lot of countries have raided convoys in order to keep Prussia in a war. Hey, we learned about socialism. Nope, these are British-French naval invasions. Prussia does not have any naval invasion forces, it doesn't seem like. So yeah, so we're going to defend, and the United States, if they want to destroy themselves doing naval invasion... Oh, they want to transfer Bremen. Well, good luck with that, dorks. This army is going to be much larger in a minute. Oh, they're actually sending... Are they sending a naval invasion force? No, they're just sending out one boat. Oh, hold on. Why can't you go a place? Oh, you're the Expeditionary Force. You... Uh-oh. Sorry. You need to go here. I clicked the naval invasion button thinking it was the go to C node button, but it wasn't. And I felt very silly. So once this force is properly mobilized, we'll see if we can do ourselves a real naval invasion. Because it seems at the moment like we're having a really hard time supporting the US naval invasion. Hey, United Baltic Provinces. Have they always existed? Let's be friends. Gosh, I'm really short of munitions. Hold on, how did this happen? Didn't I build up a bunch of munitions plants? I did, and they're running full time. I don't have dynamite yet. That's what's happening. And I'm not gonna for a bit. So, I'm actually gonna need to significantly increase the size of these munitions plants. Oh boy, we got a lot going on. Hold on. Stop screaming. I got munitions plans to worry about. Please, my plants. Please. As our industries have grown more and more crucial to the future of the Iberian nation, so too has the working class. Disparate workers' movements have begun to unite under the cause for socialism. The development of modern industry, therefore, cuts from under its feet the very foundations on which the bourgeoisie produces and appropriates products. What the bourgeoisie, therefore, produces above all are its own grave diggers. Its fall and the victory of the proletariat are equally inevitable. A storm approaches. So this is going to kick off. This is going to make 5% of labor pops in the capital more radical. Storm approaches, and we get the Spectre Haunting the World event chain. I'm going to take a little while to read you this. The rising prevalence of socialist unrest within Iberia has begun to coalesce into a movement that threatens the rule of the upper classes. The struggle between classes has acquired a sharper edge as Iberian workers adopt the methods and principles of the socialist movement. The voices of the proletariat cry out for liberty, for equality, and for bread. Workers of the world unite. Will fail if the Spectre Haunting the World progress bar is reached 100%. It's currently at 10%. If failed, triggers the event A World to Win. Communist, anarchist, and vanguardist characters will appear much more frequently in Iberia. Or, if time runs out, triggers the event Firebreak. The Iberian socialist movement will be weakened for the near future. Alright, so that is what it is. I should have anticipated needing more munitions plants, frankly. Alright, Spanish Expeditionary Forces continued to be improved. Let's send ourselves a new naval invasion. See if we can bash through them there. This is costing them more than it's costing me. This is, oh, that's a lot of interest expenses. Alright, we are still losing over here. How close is landing craft? How close is landing craft? Oh, it's not close. Oh no. That's okay. Again, if the United States and I can bash away at them at the same time, we can really potentially be able to land. If I lose more than a couple of battles, though, I think I'm going to bail, because I'm just throwing bodies into the meat grinder at this stage. It doesn't seem like USA has the manpower to do what they need to do. They've got a bunch of forces just sitting around in the United States. But then again, Prussia is not invading us at all. Anti-Russian Association offers opportunity. The Anti-Russian Association has offered us an opportunity to sign a trade agreement with the Ottoman Empire. Their proposal, if accepted, is intended to counter Russian interests. It was a veiled sort of aggression, one which could in theory appeal to both ardent jingoists and those who preferred to mitigate losses. It would force the enemy to respond, possibly drive them towards reckless confrontation, in response to a seemingly benign maneuver. A plan to fight Russia to the last Ottoman, one minister remarked. The representative flushed. He had practiced responses along both lines, but none of them quite fit. I think we'd be happy to pursue this. That's fine. So Spectre Haunting the World, this is now going down, and I'm going to break down why. Minus 2.1 average monthly progress currently. We're getting 0.5 increase from support of socialist, communist, and anarchist political movements. That's over here in the movements. We've got a communist movement. And I think the labor movement might count as well. Then we've got minus 1.9 from states with loyalists. We've got a lot of loyalists in the country. And minus 1.3 from policing and home affairs. So as you can see, if your country is very radical, well, you can't see it, but if your country is very radical, this progress bar can go up pretty fast. And I've been in situations where I couldn't stop it from progressing. Strike wave in Western Andalusia. A wave of workers' strikes inspired by the labor movement has racked industries in Western Andalusia. Striking workers have joined protests in several cities across the region. The officer had expected the workers to be different than they were. Unwashed, stained with industrial effluvia, soaked in sweat. They were none of these things. They wore the same clothes they would on weekends, fresh and clean. There was pride in their eyes. Instead of the cowed expression of exhausted men, they stood defiant, their faces hard, their hands gripping signs that called for the world and more. Make it known we recognize their demands. Reduce throughput, weaker labor movement, stronger trade unions. Okay. Or get them back to work, less throughput penalties. Trade unions angry. Yeah, I'm going to allow the trade unions to be stronger. That reduces the throughput penalties, and that's good for me. Alright, another large battle. We are losing here as well. Alright, so it looks like we're not really damaging Prussian manpower in any meaningful way with these naval invasions, nor are we making progress towards actually landing troops. So I think as soon as this battle finishes out, I'm going to cancel this naval invasion. And once again, we're just going to leave the Armada right here. Let's see if we're affecting standard of living in Prussia at all. Nope, standard of living in Prussia is going up. But for the lower strata, it's going down. Wonder if they're running like an export economy or something. I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly how Prussia's functioning. Again, I would love to have France in this. If France and I could be better friends and have ourselves a defensive pact, this wouldn't have happened. Hamburg wants to grant us investment rights. No, thank you. When I want to invest in you, I'll beat it out of you. Those were words that made sense in the context of the video game I am currently playing. Alright. How's the investment pool? Investment pool is very large, but empty, which is fine. Exile from Montenegro, alright. Again, my goal is I want to keep these armies reasonably well stocked with troops, so that I don't wind up in a situation where I can't man my fronts and protect Bremen. But I think my ability to protect Bremen is pretty high. I suspect I am not going to have American help in this war much longer. Because the Americans are quite low on war support and they're losing it fast. Oh, but they've got war support protection because Prussia wants to humiliate them. Oh, interesting. Alright, munitions plants. Do your thing. Help me out here. Can't believe these lead mines are unprofitable. How could you possibly be unprofitable? I've got a huge munitions industry right here. Alright, so I think once I finish out... How much am I paying in interest currently? I'm paying 20k in interest. I think, unfortunately, in order to balance the budget, I'm going to have to stop building once these munitions plants are finished. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually cancel all of the glassworks and steel mills that I haven't started building yet, so that the private sector doesn't see those as buildings in queue, because the private sector takes account of buildings in queue when it decides what to build, and I don't want the private sector to not build steel mills and glassworks to fill the current demand for those while I'm working on, due to me being working on them. Maybe I should wait until these steel mills are done, but that's going to be a lot of weeks. And this line item for construction expenses is significant. Oh, it's not as significant as I thought it might be, though. Huh. Alright. So let's pause government construction, and we'll let the private sector take over that. I'm going to pull back on government wages by just a little bit. This number is really making me worried, actually. If we do a slight increase in taxes... Ooh, my government is unacceptable. Oh, these guys all partied up. That's really curious. What a weird election we're having. The Progressive Dissidents Party. That's interesting. Alright, so we've got a very low legitimacy government right now. So I can't do anything with the taxes right now. America's still bashing their face into Prussia. But I'll wait. I don't need the casualties. Once everyone's down to war support 0, we'll probably just do a white peace, because I don't think Prussia actually gives that much of a heck about all this. Then I'll be able to worry about my election. Partisan papers. Party-affiliated newspapers have been proliferating during this election season. Publications associated with the Conservative Party are particularly effective in spreading the party line. Read all about it. Honest politicians attacked by shameless cowards. The leading candidate for office issues heartwarming appeal to the common man's heart. Man on campaign trail pets a puppy. Read all about it. They've used the papers brilliantly, 10% momentum. More newspaper circulation is through the roof. This is a boom for publishers. Extra paper mills throughput. I'm going to go with the paper mills throughput. I do not want to give the Conservative Party extra momentum. You never know when the landowners are going to join that party again, and I do not want to risk that. Alright, so... dangerous equipment. The furniture manufactories in Asturias have seen an increase in workplace injuries due to increased mechanization and poor safety regulations. Accidents have always happened, but I felt like I used to have time to react. Not this time. I grabbed his arm to pull him out of the way, but I barely gotten a hold of his wrist before the arm was all I held on to. Slow down production while the staff adjusts to this new machinery. Minus 10% throughput, industrialists upset. Industrialists are happy, +5. They can live with it. We can't pull the brakes on the march on the engines of progress. There's extra mortality. I will not sacrifice human life for profit. In this run, slow down production. The rural folk would never let me live it down. Alright, steel railway cars. So this gets me better production methods for all of my railways, which I'm absolutely going to enable. You only think you're not going to be profitable, but you're going to be. Alright, they've offered a white peace. I have accepted. Prussia, I don't know why you thought that war was a good idea, but it wasn't, and you're silly. Let's resume government construction. Fruitful endorsements. In a gesture of solidarity with the Progressive Dissidents Party, Damasco Fernandez has encouraged his supporters to vote for it in the ongoing election. For the interest of all principled people, Progressive Dissidents has a consistent record of excellence. I cannot speak higher of those brave men and women moving Iberia forwards under their name. He has our thanks, certainly, 30% momentum, or this endorsement would best be more specific, increases the strength of the petite bourgeoisie. I'm going to say he has our thanks, certainly. I want to give that party more momentum. If they can get more than 50%, I can form a reasonably legitimate government once the election is finished. But I need to be able to do that. Prussia, you've really cost me a lot of money over nothing. And, frankly, I'm not happy about it. Prussia, you boor! You boor! Importing clippers from the French market. I don't even know why I have that. Get out of here. I don't need to import British grain. I don't need to import Chinese tools. I don't need to import British guns. Wow, I got a lot of unprofitable sell routes for glass that I can just get rid of right now. Porcelain, too. Certainly not importing liquor, that's for sure. Commander commends civic coalition. Admiral Ortega has made productive public statements. Wah. I've been recording too long. Has made public statements in support of the Progressive Dissidents Party, bringing into question the political neutrality of the military. It is my duty to defend the nation and its interests. Politics are as much a part of war as battles and logistics are. I don't see the problem with doing my duty and doing what I can to make sure that those who are best fit to protect the nation end up being the ones in charge. I can make him leader of the petite bourgeoisie. He's a protectionist, but no one likes him. I'm going to say he can say what he wants. It's going to give us a little bit of extra momentum to the Progressive Dissidents Party. That does get the party up to 52%. The United States sides with Sweden against Denmark. Sweden's trying to form Scandinavia. And the United States is helping, which is an interesting animal to be sure. But I don't have the money to get involved in another war. Just to be completely honest, I'm going to run through the end of the construction queue, and then I'm going to need to stop constructing for a while, because I need to make sure I keep things chill. By the way, the episode has been going pretty long. I am probably going to go till a little after the election, which is going to happen in a month. I'll probably go till the middle of the year, is how we'll do it. Because that'll get the construction queue clear. I'll get all these steel mills built. How is the market doing for steel and glass? Doing okay. I could definitely increase a few more construction sectors. So let's do it. Maybe just a couple. Alright, there's the election. So, let's reform the government. Wow, I can still only get 40 legitimacy. I gotta pull the armed forces in here. Hold on. Let's try it without the armed forces and see if this... Really? It's that bad, huh? Ugh. Big tent parties. It's a real harsh time. This guy's a Democrat. This guy's a reformer. Let me see if putting him in charge increases the legitimacy. Yes. Hey, got it over 50. Beautiful. Can I get it higher if I boot the? No, I cannot. Oh, this is a tough time for Spain. For Iberia. Oh, little bit of a slip there. A little bit of a slip. It's a tough time for Iberia. It's a tough time to be all of the types of Iberian. Every people who lives in Iberia is having a tough time with this here election. Little slip there. I didn't mean to call the country by its former name. This is Iberia, and everyone is included. All right, that is all we've got time for this episode, my nerds. I have had fun. I hope you all have had fun, and I will see you on the other side.